Hello, and thank you for sharing your time with us today. My name is Cliff Haas, and I'll be talking to you about the impact that can be had through the combination of artificial intelligence and the chat and messaging channel. We are all increasingly aware that when properly implemented, AI can offer a business of any size the advantage of reducing the burden of repetitive tasks on a live agent. This frees up the live agents to provide support for more complex and sensitive tasks, offering the enterprise a greater return on the investment in human resources. In a manner similar to that of manufacturing, AI bots and humans will work together to offer the best combination of efficiency, judgment, and understanding. Let's start first by defining and differentiating a couple of things. What is a chatbot? Well, by this definition, chatbots are useful, and they can offer functionality that assists in satisfying basic Q&A exercises. To steal a phrase from racing, they do, however, run out of talent pretty quickly. Very often, it is searching for a bit of information that in turn sends a brand's customer to a point of needing something to be done. For example, customer may ask, "What time do you close on Christmas?" And the answer could be, "Well, 9 o'clock." The resulting action might be, "Great, can I make a reservation for 4 at 6:30? If you have to hand that off to a person, the value of the chatbot and the automation is greatly diminished. Another example might be, do you have the Valentine's sweater available in red in a size medium? Answer, no, but we're getting them in on Wednesday. And the resulting action might be, can I order one now, pay for it, and have it delivered on Thursday? Again, we've introduced the need for a human element and negated the overall value of automation. In many ways, virtual agents, on the other hand, are an analog for humans, and in many ways, they're pretty similar. Virtual agents come in different skill sets. They're great for simple tasks, and others are better for more complex tasks. Virtual agents work on a single task at a time, and they can be engaged through the phone, chat, or messaging channels. Making appointments, resetting passwords, order lookups, and processing payments are just a few of the tasks the virtual agents can complete. Like humans, the more capable a virtual agent is, the more costly. That being said, even the best virtual agent operates at an average of 80 to 90% lower than the cost of their human counterpart. And then consider that they work 24/7, 365, and they can be used on a short-term month-to-month basis or kept for longer term. It makes for a pretty compelling employee. Over-the-top messaging applications, such as Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp, represent the most frequently downloaded and used applications. Most of us use one messaging application or another to stay in touch with friends, family, and coworkers. The reach of this channel is growing. Use of these applications is seeing a surge this year overall, and use as an engagement channel between a consumer and a brand has exploded. Messaging has proven to be a preferred method of beating our COVID-induced isolation. eMarketer has revised their estimated number of users from 2.7 billion to 2.77 billion in 2020. Each of these new users represents an opportunity for the brand to engage a customer and deepen a relationship. Well, this table should quickly validate why we are all here. Out of all the global markets, Africa hosts the first 3 of the top 15 countries as measured by WhatsApp penetration for internet users 16 to 64 years of age. What an outstanding opportunity for businesses large and small to engage their customers and their prospects. When analyzing the COVID era data pertaining to engagement between brands and consumers, we see just under 50% growth in messaging engagement and a 16% growth in chat. There isn't a lot of room to dispute the popularity of text-based channels. While we don't see growth in phone use, we don't see a drop either. My thought on this is that we shouldn't believe calls into the brand are going away, but rather that the phone call is changing its role in customer engagement. The phone call is now used as a channel of escalation rather than a primary channel. Of course, there is a population of customer that will simply prefer the familiar experience of making a call to the contact center as well. Overall, brands are interacting with consumers far more than ever and have the opportunity to get critical feedback from every discourse. Leveraging advanced AI and the capacity of well-implemented virtual agents and automated process will offer an enhanced customer experience while reducing overhead in the enterprise. This will offer further benefit in keeping the highest skilled asset in the contact center, the live agent, available to manage the most complex and sensitive customer needs. The effectiveness of virtual agents can be multiplied by making the VA available where and when the customer needs assistance. Perhaps more critically than just being reachable through multiple channels, the best solutions will be able to offer a consistent experience across multiple channels while carrying the context of any dialogue throughout the user journey. Reducing the friction for a customer is key to higher satisfaction. With 78% of consumers expressing a desire to use different channels depending upon their specific circumstance and issues, sometimes taking extended periods to resolve, it becomes immediately clear why it is vital to maintain and carry context over time and across channels. The benefits of a properly implemented combination of VA and messaging is one of the rare cases of true win-win. Customers are eager to use the messaging channel to reach the brand in a manner that best suits them. The familiar messaging paradigm offers the customer benefits, including an ability to get answers quickly while not having to stop other activities. And additionally, the resulting dialogue remains accessible for later reference. The brand, on the other hand, wins with a reduction of overhead, delivery of enhanced customer experience, and an increase in available data to use in mining customer insight later. So, now that it's clear where we want to go and why we want to get there, we need to find a workable path forward. Implementation types come in a wide variety. I've been a part of implementations that leaned heavily on bespoke PS work, writing solutions from the ground up. I've also had the opportunity to see solutions that are implemented by simply registering for a canned service. Each approach has its costs, whether it comes in the form of dollars spent up front or compromise in the user experience later in the journey. Some of the most common hurdles implementing a new solution today include cost, complexity, time to deploy, and of course, the extensive overhead of any on-prem solution. So, as I found in most exercises, staying away from either extreme at the end of the spectrum is typically the best practice. A tool set or a platform that offers a balance of ease of deployment with access to industry-leading assets and the flexibility to customize the integration is going to offer a definitive advantage. The Inference Solutions Studio allows a single place for design, build, and deployment of a solution. As we're not a core AI provider, we extend the flexibility to leverage the best in-class provider for your use case or opportunity. If you or your customer already has an investment in a given AI or CDP engagement, we'll connect to that platform and continue to extract value from that asset. A visual design studio with templates to use as a start will offer a rapid time to both POC and production. A no-code integration into third-party systems will allow personalization and holistic view of the users for increased capabilities in the automated channel. Advanced functionality like biometric authentication, sentiment analysis, location sharing, and more create a rich experience for the user and an elevated value for the enterprise. Moving beyond being a typical customer support tool to a more comprehensive end-to-end customer engagement will ultimately deliver the sought-after experience for the customer and the outcome for the business. Rather than waiting for a customer to realize a need that requires outreach, we've seen that being a part of the user journey from early on and remaining present in the customer's journey offers advantages that include operational efficiencies, data for BI analytics, increased revenue, and a more personal relationship between the brand and the customer. Like any other journey, this one will require the right tool set on hand in order to address the different needs along the way. In the case of delivering support through messaging, you can be sure that NLU, secure channels, file and media transfer, as well as an ability to transfer seamlessly to a live agent with context are all going to contribute to the best possible experience and outcome. The earlier in the journey that a brand begins this style of engagement, the more opportunity there is to positively influence the customer experience. The range of potential services offered through an automated omni-channel approach is extensive. Appointment bookings and reminders, balance inquiries, claim status, retail locations, these all lend themselves to an automated omni-channel engagement. I've been involved in the implementation of a diverse array of solutions that have each shown the potential of messaging and an omni-channel engagement. While driving down costs and enhancing the user experience are cornerstones of what we deliver, there is also room to create new revenue streams as well. I'd like to outline 3 successful solutions for you next. Arnold and his team at Bank ABC in Zimbabwe deliver a host of services through WhatsApp to their customers. These services reach far outside of what would typically be considered part of core banking services. Sure, the security of the channel allows activities that would normally be seen in a web or a mobile app, but beyond bill pay, balance check, and money transfer, customers can check the weather, keep up on news headlines or sports scores, or chat with an agent about special needs. This results in the bank being engaged more frequently by the customer and consequently opens more insight and opportunity for the bank to offer services to the customer base. Through an engagement with Wunderman Thompson, we had the distinct pleasure of serving a need that brought together commerce and humanitarian outreach. Colgate reached out to community leaders in rural parts of Kenya to help improve oral health care in their community through a combination of education, product delivery, and mobile health services. Given that we were able to facilitate rich media delivery of instructional and educational material, as well as being secure enough to maintain privacy for the mobile user, this was a great example of the benefits messaging applications can bring when deployed in a highly functional and flexible platform. This was clearly not a typical contact center solution. However, this level of initial engagement forged the earliest days of what Colgate would hope was a lifelong relationship with the user. This last case is a great example of reducing operational overhead and improving the customer experience. GlassFit is a mobile glass repair and replacement company. Working with our partner, PSL Business Solutions, GlassFit has been able to dramatically reduce overhead by gathering details about a repair being scheduled at the time of the scheduling, as opposed to having to send a tech to the site to first determine the requirements of the repair. Facilitating scheduling, sending location, offering specifics on the repairs, and the parts required are all included in the solution. GlassFit and their customers are both reaping the rewards of a flexible, cost-effective solution that enhances end-to-end user experience while reducing costs. Now I'd like to share a video of a demonstration solution built for an insurance company. The demonstration is brief, and as it wraps up, I will detail the functions that are all a part of making this an effective experience. So the highlights of what we've shown include underlying tenets that could apply to a significant number of applications. We can go run down the list. First, security. Not all messaging channels are the same. SMS is popular and ubiquitous, but has no security. It's easily intercepted or spoofed. When engaging in the messaging channel, it's necessary to keep in mind the capabilities and the limitations of each channel in order to maintain adherence to best practice, as well as regulatory requirements. In this case, we're using an end-to-end encrypted WhatsApp channel. Next on the list is ease of use. The UI is familiar to the user, and while we could offer an open dialogue format, we've opted here to provide a menu-guided NLU implementation to help reduce the chances of a user requesting functionality not present in the UI. And then we have personalization. The user is initially identified and greeted by name through a dip into the CRM. It looks up the name associated with the mobile number. Following authentication, the user's email address is offered to the user as opposed to having to ask them to provide it. That brings us to integration. The integration with the CRM allows for personalization and authentication in this case. When the automated call is made from the contact center to the customer, the agent in the contact center first receives a brief on the details of what came in the chat session prior to escalation to them. This reduces any frustration on the user's end, as they don't have to re-explain themselves. Ultimately, the entire user journey is captured and logged into the CRM for reporting and historical purposes. Obviously, this was a cross-channel demonstration. The demonstration allows for different paths to be taken and different channels to be used in a natural manner without losing context or asking for awkward routines to be performed by the user. Finally, we have authentication. Authentication is a big topic, and it could fill a session or two by itself. In this case, we've asked the user for a PIN and then cross-match that to the mobile number. This is a basic method of authentication. I've implemented cross-channel mechanisms that leverage biometrics, such as fingerprint swipes, as well as elaborate cross-channel mechanisms used to guard against SIM clone or SIM swap exploits, or even messaging account hijackings. While no safeguard is going to be perfect, we continue to find authentication methods that balance ease of use with security. Continuing innovation is going to push us all forward and further refine and elevate the customer experience. To that end, I'd like to play a final demonstration.
Welcome to Motor City Retirement Funds Transfer Line. Securing your finances is as important to us as your financial security. Before we can let you access your funds for transfer, we need to verify your identity. Once we have completed this, we can guide you to the proper account and allow you to transfer funds from that account. Press 1 or say ready when you are ready to authenticate.
Ready.
Press 2 or... The number we will use to prompt you for authentication is +12019250752. Is this the number you registered with?
Yes.
Press 1 or... We will prompt you now for the authentication. Please follow the prompts on your phone. We will be holding on the line while you complete authentication. We have successfully authenticated you and identified your account.
So in this demonstration, we were able to authenticate a user through the IVA using a fingerprint scan on the mobile device. The same method could have been invoked through a messaging IVA instead of voice, and it could have leveraged facial scan or another biometric measure that was approved by the enterprise and supported by the hardware. Offering options to customers to make engagement easy and convenient will result in an increased understanding of the customer that will inform the business strategy in a bid to offer a constantly improving level of service. Please consider messaging a part of this strategy to meet the expectations of today's customers. Just a couple of closing notes. We believe that all customers want great user experiences. They want to get things done, and they want to do it where, when, and how they'd like. Chat and messaging channels help business increase service availability, optimize resources, and provide a better and improved customer experience. You can maximize your omnichannel and customer experience by building once and deploying everywhere, meaning cross-channel. Use tools that easily integrate into existing systems, and you're easy to have a win. Thank you for attending today. Please take a look at the following links. If you'd like to request a live demo for you or your customer, you can get a hold of us here. We're happy to give you a 2-week free trial, no strings attached. If you sign up for that, please enter Chatbot Africa in the company name field, and that will get you your fastest approval. And of course, if you'd like to reach me for anything at all, there's a phone number and an email here where you'll get to me directly. I hope you enjoyed the event. Look forward to talking to you.